Hey kids, so I was asked to do a comparison video on CanineX and valu-pak, but I went ahead and threw Victor in there as well, since the main ingredient on all these bags is chicken. All right, so I'm going to tell you what the difference is between these three bags right here. So you have valu-pak 2820, which I already explained what that means in another video that we just did last week. 2820 here, 22, no, not 2217, 2412, 2820, 2412, everybody's following me, and 3225. The main difference right off the bat is that these two right here, Victor and CanineX, they have chicken meal in them. This is chicken byproduct or poultry byproduct. If you want to go on AFCO's website to see what the meaning of the poultry byproduct is, you can look that up, but it's basically everything excluding feathers, but not all feathers, because it's almost impossible to not get a few of the smaller, lighter feathers out of there. But that excludes feathers. But anyways, so I've looked at some of this kibble under a microscope already, just to kind of do an analysis, which actually yields a lot of good information, because I put a few of the Beneful under a microscope once, and almost the entire kibble was made up of feathers. So it's always good to start there, you know, putting some of the kibble under a microscope. You see a lot of cool stuff or what have you. But so the byproduct, that is basically everything but no meat. Some meat ends up in it, but it's only the meat that's actually stuck to the bone and so forth. But so somebody else is purchasing the dark and the white meat. So this is the organs, which is not bad. This is feet. No bone. There's no bone in byproduct meal. And this one is chicken meal, which is, well, it's just the whole bloody chicken, basically. So that's the first main difference. Chicken meal, chicken byproduct meal on the valu-pak. Another main difference is CanineX, grain-free. These two are not. But I think a few of our customers want a comparison, because it generally falls in the same category of extra large bags when feeding multiple dogs, so we don't go broke. But anyways, that's a 40 pound, 50 pound. 50 pound for value, 40 for Victor, 40 for CanineX. Main difference, grain-free for CanineX, not grain-free for Victor or valu-pak. All right, so let's flip this over. All right, so chicken meal, got that right. One thing I noticed is CanineX and, let's see, CanineX and valu-pak both have vegetables. Let me see if Victor does. I don't see any vegetables on here. I see carrot powder. I don't know what that means, but so vegetables in humans too, any mammal on Earth, if they consume vegetables, it slows your metabolism down, so you would eat less. So maybe that's why it's not in Victor. Just saying. Anyways, somebody wants to sell you more food for no reason. So CanineX has berries, which is very good actually. Wild dogs, wolves, stray dogs, they'll eat berries all day long. Berries, vegetables, and some fruits. That's good. This one has some bird seed and I already got into this before, but a lot of yeast in this food. We don't allow any new dog foods in this store that contain yeast. So if somebody walks in to sell us a brand new brand of dog food to sell to our customers and it has yeast in it, it's off limits. It's not allowed in here. But if a food did not have yeast to begin with and it was already in here, we keep it to allow the customers time to wean their dogs off of it if they want to, but we're not going to put a customer, strain them in any way. So we keep the food in there, but we let everybody know, hey, such and such food now has yeast in it, which this has 3. Victor has 3. Valu-pak has chicken byproduct meal and pork meal. Pork meal you're going to see popping up more and more in dog foods because I believe the licensing required to hunt wild pig has been lifted. So all the wild pig, especially here in Texas, is being sold. But I do see on all 3 of these, I see what could possibly be Farm Act discounts. You have to look that up. It's the Farm Act or the Agricultural Act. You have to look that up, but that's what I see. But let's see here. 32.25. I forgot my calculator, my phone. Anyways, I can tell you that the majority of the protein percentage in CanineX, probably to 4% of that protein percentage is coming from fruits, vegetables, berries, and krill meal. All right, so not bad, 4%. That's just a rough guesstimate because they don't put the percentage on the bag of, the percentage of our protein comes from meat and the rest comes from fruits and vegetables. They don't, CanineX doesn't do that. Most dog food companies don't do that. Victor. Chicken meal, fine. Chicken meal's cool. Sorghum, also known as flour. Peas, there's peas, and peas. And I believe those are all Farm Act or Agricultural Act ingredients. You'll have to look that up and then you'll understand what that is. I say birdseed, but it's millet. There's millet in this one. They actually put, it's right here, 61% protein from meat sources, which would be true on this bag. Hang on, sorry. Not true on this bag. Because the portion of their protein percentage is their newest ingredient, which everybody's asking about. Is
what
blood.
bag is that?
This is the High Pro Plus. This is a 15 pounder, but blood meal is not actually a meat, Victor, just in case you were wondering. Blood meal is just blood. Nobody really uses it because it's hard to clean. It's hard to harvest in a manner that's sanitary. So most of the time, people use the blood meal that's left over. When they squeegee it off the floor that everybody's walking on, they use it for plant fertilizers. We have some here. That's why plant fertilizer, like the liquid, is like, because it's basically either fish meal or blood meal. Roses do very well with blood meal. So, in essence, there's plant fertilizer in Victor. So, according to this, I would say just a guesstimate because Victor's the only one that puts this percentage on their bag. Just a guesstimate, I would say it says 28% protein, and I would say the majority of that protein percentage would be coming from a chicken. And I would guesstimate 7 to 9% is coming from the sorghum, the rice, and the beet pulp on the majority of it. But guess what? There's no yeast in this food. No yeast. Why am I so hung up on yeast? I'm hung up on yeast because it causes lots of suffering. Dogs, cats, humans. I'll be doing a very in-depth video and defending my place and my stance on using yeast in any food, period, next week. Anyways, there's no yeast on the ingredient panels. That's important that I say that. No yeast on the ingredient panel here.
On what bag?
Of the CanineX. CanineX, no yeast on the ingredient panel. valu-pak, no yeast on the ingredient panel. Victor, 3. I believe it's hydrolyzed selenium. Yep, hydrolyzed selenium and brewers. They also added copper in there to try to counteract the yeast problem. But yeast is also another agricultural act or farm act ingredient. And it's not fair to our pets. If you have an itchy dog or so forth, or seen any of my videos, or know me personally, I hate yeast. I hate it. It is the worst thing ever. Anyways, that is the difference. I'll just recap really fast. CanineX is definitely going to be the winner here because it's grain-free. That always wins. More meat, the merrier. Raw is the best for any dog. Raw food, period. There's no argument there. Or if somebody wants to argue it, they can. I'm available. But raw meat is the best thing for any dog. But this is grain-free. It's not vegetable-free. It's not berry-free. Berry-free? Anyways, so this CanineX is definitely the winner here. valu-pak, I would say, would come in second place. Only because there's no yeast in it. If Victor had no yeast in their food, I would have placed them second. And if they need to adjust this protein percentage from meat to say 61% protein from meat and blood sources. First place CanineX, second place valu-pak. I think, like right now we have this for $29.99, but eventually it's going to go up to $34 in about 3 weeks or so. So that's too bad. That's too bad. I really wish they would take that crap out of that food. Anyways, there you go. That is my take on all 3 of these foods.